So, just left the camel house. It's not the camel hotel at all. It's the camel house, and it's all in the detail, right? And Mohammed and his team, top man, looked after me very well. Lovely meals, tagine, chicken tagine last night, and yeah, really good. Fruit, tea, mint tea, all very good, and a lovely vegetable omelette, again beautiful, with some fruit and lots of bread and amazing jam again. So I've bagged some lunch, and yeah, Mohammed, I was talking to him last night, lovely guy, 4 kids, all below 12 and below, 2 boys, 2 girls, and a youngest of which is 10 days old, a young girl 10 days old. So she was born just before I arrived in Morocco. And what a Friday morning, look at those dunes. Camels waking up to the day. And I'm going to go and grab some water. I haven't got it, I've got some, but nowhere near enough I don't think for today. So I'm kind of heading west. I think there might be some sand, so yeah, that's going to be thirsty work, isn't it? So I'm going to grab some water, so I've got some reserves. Castle on the hill, and sand, yeah. Towering sand. I'm going to go and play in that later, I think. I'm sure play is the right word, I think more of a fight. And then I want to get back over there towards the Atlas. I'm craving for some something a bit firmer underfoot. Here we go, we have camels crossing. Off to work. Although the dunes are that way, maybe they're having a day off. It is Friday, so Friday is a more relaxed day here in Morocco. He's having a scratch against the sign. Careful. Yeah. Sign survives for another day. Oh, people just got no patience. Look at that. Good old scratch. Oh, and a poo. There you go. Anyway, Friday has well and truly started. So I'm leaving Merzouga and heading west. So just peeled off the tarmac and heading into the wilds. Everybody's, a couple of guys stopped me a minute ago. Discovery. A couple of budding tour guides, and said, look, you know, if you're going this way, then there's a lot of sand, there's a riverbed, and it's not great, and there's only one way you can pick your way through, and there's loads of tracks, and kind of good luck without us. But we happen to be free. This is in Franglaise, by the way, so that was kind of my gist of it, something like that. So yeah, everyone's kind of suggesting this is not going to happen, but anyway, we're going to give it a go. So while following the tracks, just trying to actually keep out the tracks, because they're just tricky in the sand, or tricky for me. So kind of right alongside, which means going through a few gullies and things. Still sandy under this black stuff. Don't be fooled. It's warmed up a bit. Earlier on I did do a temperature check. 28 degrees is beautiful, but it does feel a little bit warmer than that. So checking the line. I wasn't sure. I mean, there are a few options here, to be fair. I mean, it's down this valley, I think. So but I've fallen off it so many times. Yeah, you just want to keep tabs on it, really. sand, the sand. Momentum. That's what it's all about. So I'm in this Oued, which is sandy and just hard work. Pour moi. Can't go, you can do it. So the line is over here, I think. Yeah, lost it. Trying to keep it out of the sand as best I can. It's over there. Okay, cool. It was just going right the way through a Oued, so I kind of took followed the nose. And we're back in business. Okay, through the gap by the looks. Stunning scenery. Yeah, so this is now going to turn left, look. Beautiful. Down there. You do get the impression that, I mean, again, I don't really know the heritage of these maps, other than that someone very generously gave them to me. But of course, you know, it'd be helpful to a point, right? Sand. So I've decided that should the worst happen, I'm not walking out of this. Certainly not my Alpine Star Tech 7 Desert Wellies, which are definitely designed to spend their life more on the bike than off it, and good they are for that, for sure. But walking out of here, that'll be a no. Mountains are spectacular. Feels incredibly remote. Haven't seen anybody or anything for that matter. One leg, two leg, or four legs. So just me and the beautiful scenery. So ahead looks like a lot of sand. Maybe this is the bit they're talking about. So this is kind of a bit like Whitstable Beach. It's a bit mud and sand. Bike's running at 106 degrees, and I don't feel far off that myself. Yeah, it's got a funny feel about it. Okay. Feels very crusty on top and very soft underneath. This one. Oh. Ow. That was the problem. The bike actually lands on you. Off in a cloud of dust. I'll look at it for a bit and then think about picking it up. Sand. Oh well, no time like the present. Good old Moscow Moto straps, luckily are up to the job. Et voilà. He's got a Docker jar dealing. Au revoir. Bon voyage. So there is hope. I don't know whether he's come in the opposite direction. I mean, clearly he has to this point, but whether his starting point was going to be my end point, that's the kind of impression I was left with. But the old franglais always leaves a little bit to interpretation. Anyway, nice chap. Prepared with his pump. Proper adventurer, is he? But he has sort of wound his way down this road. Good man. Job done. So I had a recce over at the Oued. I think there was a crossing, but won't know until we get there. Just down the bank and then along and up. So down here. Quite sure how I would get back up there, so this might be a point of no return. If I'm honest. There isn't a similar situation on the other side. So hopefully that's the Oued everyone's been talking about, and yeah, hopefully there's not a stack of sand at the other side of it. Feels like we're going the right direction. We kind of feel like we're trucking a bit further north. If I could actually see my sat nav, it was sort of bouncing around a little bit, so a bit tricky to see the small blue icon that tells me which direction. But looking at the sun, it's always a good sign, right? Feels like we're heading northwest-ish. So at this moment I'm not quite sure where to go. My sat nav is just saying straight down there, which is right down this escarpment, but there's no track that I can see, and then the other track is south, which is completely wrong, intuitively completely wrong anyway. But I could just do some binoculars which I haven't packed. See if I can see a track. Maybe one there. I don't know. If I zoom out, it just keeps going. Takes me back, obviously. And then there. Anyway, I'm going to switch this off and try and work it out. I'm sure there's a logical explanation. Follow the sun. follow the sun. So I've just had a quick stop and some jam sandwiches and a drink, and try to work out probably the best course of action. So I did notice there's a couple of what look like tracks over the far side, so I'm going to give them a look. Which way to go? I can't remember which way I came. Up here, I think. Yep. Because I feel like they're heading in the right direction, and I think it's just that the track itself is, the waypoint has just not mapped to a track. So I'm not sure whether you'll hear this, but we had a little, well, I had a little GoPro problem, so I just had to swap onto the backup, and whilst the other one's charging, because I've only got one battery, and been using it a lot today. So be a slightly different perspective. Hopefully you can hear me. There'll be less comms, obviously, exactly this, well, I say obviously this one doesn't feed into the mic, it only feeds into its own mic, so I'm not sure it'll actually, it will definitely won't be as good as the other one. Not that was great. Anyway, I've decided, I had a quick bite to eat on the top of that ridge up there, and decided to track back to this track here. There's a couple of tracks that sort of head down this valley, which I think is where I need to go, looking at the sat nav. So the other way over the top just seems like it does a long loop, which I don't really want to have to do if this is going in the right direction. So that's what we're going to do. Anyway, enough said, fueled up, and heading in the right direction. So we're back on the GoPro with the mic, so I can talk to you again. So I don't know how much of that you managed to see or hear, if anything, without the mic. Tricky. But you came across the this unexpectedly in a row of dunes, and I couldn't see an obvious way through it. I mean, it's quite a deep set as well, so it was hundreds of meters. I couldn't see exactly where it ended, so then my option left to me was to track up to the ridge that I could see in the distance, and see if I could sort of find my way across. And luckily I did, and that was absolute sheer luck. No skill, camel, and yeah, managed to kind of get there, which is fabulous. On the other side of that, there's a bit of civilization. I mean, this is a made-up piste, so I'm guessing we're over the most technical of it. I've loved every second, I gotta say. I mean, it's proven something to me, I have to say, because I wasn't sure what to expect, and of course the deeper you go, it's the classic, what you've been through isn't necessarily an indication of what you've got ahead of you, so you're running blind. But I wasn't quite sure how long it was going to take as a consequence of that, or if indeed we'd ever get there, but we have, and yeah, superb. I loved that a lot. It's nice to get from A to B and not have to do a U-E. Like I said, I really hate doing U-turns, being beaten. There's no fun in that at all. So that was cool. So anyway, I desperately need something cold to drink. I've been sucking on warm water out of my Camelback, and it's a little bit steamy, so I could do something nice, cold and refreshing. And then I've got to find somewhere to live tonight, because I've got nowhere to stay just yet, and it's Friday, so I don't know if stuff gets booked up or anything. There's a few unknowns yet, but we'll work it out. This road's still great, isn't it? Look at this. Relax now, obviously, because it's kind of manicured piste. Oh, that bit isn't. Yeah, I love this. It's very much my skill level, this. You do forget to keep looking around. I mean, you know, you get the occasional opportunity to do that, but you're focused on the line and the road typically. But yeah, it is still stunning. And there she is, so I can just make out on the sat-nav Oued. So that is A to B. We should be here we go, my optimism showing through. So we should be at a place called Mcissi, or near there. I can see a place over there, maybe that's it, maybe it isn't, but Oued, look at that. I've seen one of those for a few hours, quite a few hours. There you are, girl, well done. What a thing you are. Got me across there, no problem. Well, as best you could. There's Centre Mcissi Cafe. Oh, cool. Something cold, please. Let's go and get something cold. So I've blimey, I think I've got problems. Check that out, that's a diff. well, yeah, I'd love to help, but giving me absolutely no use whatsoever. So just have my my Coke, some water, and just realised that the desert has taken its toll. I have a ripped shirt and ripped trousers, and Trail Stand 2 is now part of the desert, which could be handy, I guess, for somebody else who finds that they need one on that route. You never know, might be doing somebody a favour. So find another one. Well, I mean, I'm going to get through this holiday. It's 2. Good job I didn't need it. I will find a way to secure the next one. It's a bit better.